Yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking none other than the technical death metal band Nile. Nile is from Greenville, South Carolina. They formed in 1993. Their debut album, Amongst the Catacombs on Nephren was released in 1998, and from then they have been a pretty solid technical death metal band, being one of my favorite death metal bands of all fucking time. It is my pleasure to give you my Nile ranking. I really do enjoy Nile. I just love the Egyptian themes, the concepts, and not to mention the brutality some of these albums hold. You can expect anything, and this will probably piss some of you off, especially the last placed album. Let me tell you that there is no bad album by Nile. No bad album. Each album is close to a 9 and even a 10. So my weakest Nile album is Amongst the Catacombs of Nephren. This album is absolutely fantastic, it really is. It's not as technical as the other Nile albums, but it's still a pretty solid fucking strong album. There's songs like Smashing the Antua, along with Ramses Bringer of War. Then you got Dirake Klieg Lead de Asidish, Asa Dugu Pazuzu, Isa Paduta Pazuzu. Oh, that's such a great fucking song, especially the chants on that song. I love track 7. Then you got Opening of the Mouth, Beneath Eternal Oceans of Sand. So overall, a pretty solid album, really is, but I just feel it's their weakest album. Their debut album is their weakest in my opinion, just because that it's not as technical as the other Nile albums. To me, it just sounds like old school death metal with a bit of Egyptian flair. Songs like Stones of Sorrow has the Egyptian-like themes, and yeah, Amongst the Catacombs of Nephren is a solid album overall, but it is my weakest. Next up is In the Darkened Shrines. This is overall a brilliant album, and it pains me to actually put this fucking low, but I just feel that this album does drag a little bit too long in my opinion. There is a song Sweet on this album. There are a few songs within one suite, so it feels like one whole song. And it's overall a fantastic fucking song. I just feel like the album does drag a little bit. I feel like the first half of the album is solid as fuck, with the main song Una Slayers of the Gods, which has a melody that is quite infectious, and it just feels like something out of Candlemass. It feels like something out of like Wild the Souls, especially that melody. So I do really love the song Una Slayers of God, Turning the Maelstrom, I Whisper in the Ear of the Dead. Then you got that song suite In the Darkened Shrines, part 1 to part 4, up to Ruins. Very good, very good. I do love how they repeat the melodies throughout Una Slayers of the Gods, and it's got an awesome concept, but again I just feel that this album does drag a little bit, but in my opinion it's more technical and it's a lot more stronger than the debut album. Next up is What Should Not Be Unearthed, released in 2015, and this is just a fantastic album overall. Absolutely love it. Songs like Caught in Destruction, Negating the Abominable Cause of a Pep, What Should Not Be Unearthed, Evil to Cast Out Evil. I love that song. Your Rape of the Black Earth, and To Walk Forth from Flames Unscathed. Yeah, so What Should Not Be Unearthed is definitely one of the most intense Nile albums, intense and brutal Nile albums. Straight from the get-go, Caught to Destruction is full on in your fucking face, incorporating more of an epic vibe on this, but it's still technical as fuck with some great solos. I do love the instrumental that creates this Egyptian flair, the Egyptian vibe you are getting. Vocals on this are absolutely brutal as anything. Love the guitar work, and the drums are on point on this. But yeah, What Should Not Be Unearthed, when I think of What Should Not Be Unearthed, it's not the first thing I actually grab for Nile. There's a few other albums that I like to grab before What Should Not Be Unearthed. Next up is At the Gate of Sethu, and a lot of people do have this last, but in my opinion, I think this is a very fucking solid album, but I think one problem is the overall production on this. The overall production on this is not as great as the other Nile albums. The production's incredibly thin, and it's a huge step backwards to what we got from their previous album. Overall, this is another solid album. This was released in 2012. You got amazing songs like Enduring the Eternal Molestation of Flame, When My Wrath Is Done. I love the instrumentals of Slaves Azul, like Tribunal of the Dead. I just love how heavy that song is. An amazing solo on the Chaining of the Inquisitious. Just overall really fun album. Still keeps up the Egyptian flair. Production's not that great, but the songwriting is fucking fantastic. One of the best for sure. And I'm giving love for At the Gate of Sethu. Next up is an album that I actually do own via Nilotic Rites. This is just a brilliant fucking album. It really is. Absolutely adore it. This is a much more epic album by Nile, but it's still very intense. You got Seven Horns of War, which sort of has a Lord of the Rings vibe on it, especially the horns. Dun, 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 dun. Just really enjoy the instrumentals like Thus Saith of the Parasites of the Mind. Songs like West is a Wrathful Sky, We Are Cursed, Imperishable Stars Are Sickened. Some great guitar work. I love the vocals on this. His vocals are brilliant within the mix. The drumming is on point. Vile Nilotic Rites is a solid album by Nile, and it's close to a 10 out of 10. Fucking great album. Love the song, The Oxford Handbook of Savage Genocidal Warfare. It's a mouthful. I absolutely love all the song titles. Just a solid album, via Nilotic Rites. Next up is Black Seeds of Vengeance. Black Seeds of Vengeance was released in 2000, and holy fucking shit, this is a brilliant album overall. Black Seeds of Vengeance is such a good song. Love the guitar work on this. The Black Flames, an amazing song. The Libation Unto the Shades Who Lurk in the Shadows of the Temple of Anher. Just a brilliant instrumental. Multitudes of Foes. To Dream of To Dream of is such a great song, which should have ended off the fucking album, in my opinion. The To Dream of would have been a great way to end off the album. This is why Black Seeds of Vengeance isn't a perfect album, in my opinion. The track listing on this is just a little bit off. Kedi Sathas Shemsu is such a weird fucking song to end off the album. But you know what? It's a fun album, and I just really do enjoy Black Seeds of Vengeance. Love the guitar work, love the drums, and love his vocals. His vocals are so cavernous and raw, just brilliant. Next up is Annihilation of the Wicked, and holy fucking shit, this album is absolutely brilliant. These are the three that alternate, and at the moment Annihilation of the Wicked is third. Got amazing songs like Lash to the Slave Stick, love Lash to the Slave Stick, love how that is definitely one of the most catchiest fucking songs. You got Annihilation of the Wicked, of course, Cast Down the Heretic, The Burning Pits of the Duat. Incredible song titles on this. This is the most technical album, you could say, definitely one of the most technical albums. The production is so damn fucking good on this, it really is. Just Annihilation of the Wicked is my third favorite album by Nile. Next up is Those Whom the Gods Detest, and holy fucking shit, this is just a brilliant album overall. The production is so damn solid, it really is. You wouldn't believe that Gate of Sethu was after this, but they are. Those Whom the Gods Detest is such a solid, it's a masterpiece by Nile, it really is. Some great guitar work, some great drumming, love his vocals, and the catchiness. This is one of the most catchiest Nile albums. Songs like Kafir, There Is No God But God, Allahu Akbar. Love Kafir. Itit Dung Incantation, just a brilliant song. Those Whom the Gods Detest. How catchy is that song? Fourth Ara of Dagon. Allah, Allah, Allah. Dagon, Dagon, Dagon. Then the Eye of Ra, Kem Kifay Kesef. Just an incredible intro on that. The guitar work, the solos on this are just so damn great. Love the dynamic musicianship. Just a brilliant album overall. This was going to be my number one once. But of course there is one album that is just incredible to me. And we're talking about Ithyphallic. This album is just brilliant. I just love the technicality on this. I love the brutality on this. Not to mention the vocals, the drumming, and the guitar work, the solos. Got amazing songs like What Can Be Safely Written, 8-minute song. Then you got As He Creates So He Destroys, that melody. Then you got Papyrus containing the spell to preserve its possessor against attacks from he who is in the water. How catchy is that song? Eat of the Dead. Laying Fire Upon a Pep. Got an amazing instrumental like the Infinity Stone. Then you got the 10-minute song, the end of the album, Even the Gods Must Die. I just love his vocals. I can't do it. I just love his vocals on this song. But yeah, Papyrus containing the spell to preserve its possessor against attacks from he who is in the water is one of my favorite songs by Nile. It really is. Every single fucking song is solid as anything. And the length is perfect. It really is. I just absolutely love it. This was released in 2007 and Ithyphallic is my favorite Nile album of all fucking time. So guys, comment below what you thought about this Nile ranking. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Keep discussion going in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.